In this lesson, we will learn how to add moving holds with weighted tangents. Let's hit play in this scene. You'll notice our vehicle traveling along the bridge, but you'll also notice we have an animated camera. So let's go ahead and treat this like an actual animated sequence. And what we'll do is make this more interesting. We'll have our vehicle start at a slower speed initially, but then it will pick up speed much faster than it does now. Let's go ahead and get to it. We'll grab the animated control, that's anim transport 01. We'll then go ahead and jump to our graph editor. Alright, sweet. We'll now focus on the only animated channel, our translate Z. Now let's go ahead and grab our function curve, and we'll have a look at our tangents. So right now we're working with non-weighted tangents, but watch, we can go ahead and right click, and we can now set our tangency to weighted. You'll notice that that will increase the length of our tangency, and will also thicken it up just a bit. But this will not necessarily change the behavior of our tangency, not yet. By setting our tangency to weighted, we now can use a really cool option known as free tangent weighting. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll grab the key on frame 1. We can now right click, and we can choose free tangent weight. Take a look, it opens up the ends of our tangency, letting us know that our tangents are now free to be tweaked in a very flexible way. So if I were to go ahead and grab, let's say, the out tangent of the key on 1 and start to pull at it, you'll notice that we're able to now stretch our tangency, and you can see how that will change the behavior of the function curve. So what's great about this is, again, we can go in and make modifications to our F curve without having to add any extra keys. Let's do this. We'll hold down Shift and we'll drag with our middle mouse button over to our right. Again, the goal here is to slow down the beginning of the animation, but then it will pick up speed as we get closer to the end. So watch this. Let's go ahead and jump back to our viewport. We'll also go ahead and hide the control objects. We'll go back to the show menu and uncheck NURBS curves. So watch, when we hit play, you'll notice that the vehicle is going to travel a bit slower at the beginning, but then it will really zip out of the scene towards the end. How cool is that? And again, we were able to do this without any extra keyframes. Super exciting. Cool stuff. Now, if you ever want to disable weighted tangency, it's really simple to do that. Let's go ahead and bring our controls back, and I'll jump back to frame 1. So it's just a matter of going back to the function curve, and then you can go ahead and right click, and you can choose non-weighted tangents. Now keep in mind, once we do that, the function curve is going to revert back to what it was originally. And if we try to apply weighted tangency, well, we'll have to redo that work. We'll have to go in, select our key, and adjust our out tangent or in tangent. Really depends on what we're animating, but we'll have to go ahead and stretch that out again so we can get back to the result that we liked. So do keep that in mind. But that's really neat stuff, the fact that we can go ahead and free up our tangency, and we can start to kind of stretch our tangents in a way where we can start to alter our timing. So in this case, we've added a moving hold where the vehicle moves a little bit slower at the beginning, and then we at the same time made sure that the animation will pick up speed right towards the end in a way that makes this now more exciting to watch. So in this lesson, we have learned about weighted tangents. We've also learned how to free our tangent weighting in order for our tangency to be tweaked in a very flexible way.